Have you ever felt those strange cramps in your legs, usually at night or when you're lying down, and thought it was just fatigue? Have you ever woken up with a sharp pain in your calf or thigh muscle and thought, it must just be poor circulation? Well, what if I told you that this seemingly harmless symptom could be trying to alert you to something much more serious, something hidden and directly related to your prostate? Many men are suffering from pain, tingling, and spasms in their legs without realizing that the origin of this may not be in their legs, but in something deeper, silent, and dangerous. The truth is that the body gives us signals, but since no one taught us how to interpret these signals, most simply ignore them. And when they finally find out the truth, it's already too late. That's why this video is so important, because what seems minor now, like a simple leg cramp, could be the first warning of a serious problem that is quietly growing inside you. And when it comes to men's health, ignoring these signs can cost you dearly, very dearly. Today you will understand why recurring leg cramps can be a serious sign that your prostate is suffering. And the scariest thing is that this can be happening even if you feel healthy, even if your most basic tests show nothing. Behind apparently muscular pain, there may be inflammation, compression, or a deficiency that is compromising not only your nerves and muscles, but your health as a whole. So pay close attention. What you will discover here could be the difference between solving a problem in time or being surprised when there is nothing left to do. Do not underestimate what your body is trying to tell you, because the clues are there. You just need to know how to look with the right eyes, and that is exactly what you will learn now. This channel was created with one purpose: to prevent you from discovering prostate problems when it is too late. Subscribe now, because here you will have access to vital information to protect your male health. Pudendal nerve compression and its connection to night cramps. Most men have never heard of the pudendal nerve, but it's there, hidden, doing a silent and essential job. This nerve runs right through the pelvic region, between the bones and muscles that support the reproductive organs. It's responsible for controlling several functions, from bladder control to sensitivity in the intimate region. Now imagine this. What if this nerve, which should be free to transmit the correct signals, was slowly being compressed? What if this compression was caused by something no one is expecting? The prostate itself. What almost no one knows is that when the prostate enlarges, whether due to inflammation or benign hyperplasia, which is the natural growth of the prostate with age, it can start to put pressure on the surrounding structures. And one of these structures is the pudendal nerve. When this happens, the effects can be felt in places you might not even imagine. And one of the first symptoms that may appear is recurring leg cramps. That's right. The pain you feel in your calf or thigh may have absolutely nothing to do with the muscles, but rather with a nerve that is being suffocated right there at the base of your pelvis. Men report leg pain, tingling, twinges, cramps that come on out of nowhere, especially at night. And many treat it as if it were just poor circulation or potassium deficiency. They drink salt water, change their position in bed, blame the mattress, but they continue to feel the same discomfort. And the real reason is often a pelvic problem that is silently advancing. The prostate enlarges, presses on the nerve, and this affects the entire communication network that passes through the region. And since the nerves are branched, the symptom can appear far from the point of origin. It is like feeling pain in the arm because of a problem in the neck. The signal spreads, and then the problem is camouflaged. You might even think that this is rare, but it is not. It is more common than you imagine. However, the symptoms are confused with other diseases, and most men never relate the cramps to the prostate. After all, who would think that leg pain could be linked to the urinary system? But medicine already knows this. There are studies showing that compression of the pudendal nerve can cause everything from numbness in the buttocks to difficulty urinating and constant cramps in the lower limbs. And all of this could be happening to you right now, without you even realizing it. Now imagine the risk of ignoring it. Imagine continuing to treat the cramps as something isolated like any other problem and not seeking help. Meanwhile, your prostate continues to grow, the compression on the nerve gets worse, and over time, the damage can become permanent. It's like wearing tight shoes every day. There comes a time when your feet can't take it anymore. But in the case of the nerve, you don't see it. You just feel it. And feeling it isn't enough. You need to take action. And taking action in this case means observing the pattern of the cramps. Do you always feel them at the same time of day? Do they appear when you lie down? Do they happen even when you haven't made any effort? This is already a warning sign. Also pay attention to other symptoms that usually go hand in hand. Frequent urge to urinate, feeling like your bladder is full even after urinating, pain in the perineum or at the bottom of your spine. All of these can be related to the pudendal nerve and the state of your prostate. And it doesn't matter if you're still active, if you feel well, or if you think everything is fine with your health. The truth is that this type of compression can start without warning, and the symptoms only appear when the body can no longer compensate. So if you've ever had any type of discomfort of this type, don't ignore it, because pain is never a coincidence. And cramps, especially after 50, can be a silent scream from your body telling you that something down there is out of place. If you've come this far and realized that you may have never related a simple cramp to the health of your prostate, I'd like to invite you to leave a comment. But not just any comment. Write something like this: "Now I understand what my body was trying to tell me." This will show me that you are paying attention, that you value your health, and that you are willing to do whatever it takes to protect yourself before it is too late. Because those who listen to their own bodies will go much further. Changes in blood circulation caused by prostate inflammation. When a man feels leg cramps, the most common thought is, "I am lacking potassium. I have a circulation problem. I must be dehydrated." And although these factors can indeed cause this type of discomfort, there is a much deeper and much more dangerous connection that almost no one knows about. This connection is between the legs, silent, often painless, the prostate. What few people know is that inflammation of the prostate, even mild and asymptomatic ones, can generate dangerous changes in blood circulation in the pelvic region. And these changes, over time, manifest themselves in the legs through the much ignored cramps. Imagine this: the prostate, when inflamed, begins to generate a process called localized vasoconstriction. This means that the veins and arteries around the pelvic region begin to suffer slight constriction, making it difficult for blood to flow freely. The flow that used to flow down the legs with force now finds a narrower, more obstructed, more resistant path. And the result of this? The blood does not reach the leg muscles with the same quality. Oxygen is compromised, muscle recovery slows down, and cramps appear. Strong, painful, unexpected. And the scariest thing is that many times, these episodes happen when the body is at rest. You may be sleeping, lying down, watching television, or simply sitting down to rest, when suddenly, that intense pain, that muscle contraction, that feeling that the muscle is going to tear. This is the body screaming, "There is something wrong down here." But since no one teaches this, the man ignores it. He thinks it is just a bad posture. He drinks water, stretches, and carries on with his life, without knowing that the root of the problem may be growing inside the prostate. This relationship between prostate health and poor circulation in the legs has a very clear explanation. The prostate is located right in the center of the body, at the point where several essential veins and arteries pass through it. When it is healthy, blood circulates normally. But when it becomes inflamed, even silently, it begins to alter the natural flow dynamics. Think of it like a water pipe. If the pressure on one side changes, the other side feels it. And it's the same thing in the body. If blood doesn't circulate well in the pelvis, the legs feel it. The feet feel it. And the symptoms come in the form of pain, weakness, and mainly night cramps. Now stop and think. Have you ever felt your legs heavy at the end of the day, even without having exerted yourself? Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your calf muscles locked? Have you ever had that feeling of numbness, as if the blood wasn't flowing properly? These signs can be much more than simple muscle problems. They can be the first warning that your prostate is altering the way blood circulates in your body. And here's another important detail. When circulation worsens, the body tries to compensate. And one of the ways to compensate is to create muscle tension to push the blood back. That's why many cramps are actually a desperate effort by the body to try to correct a problem that you can't see. And if you don't listen to this cry for help now, you may end up discovering the real cause when the problem is already too big. But why doesn't anyone talk about this? Because most people only connect the prostate with urine. They think that if they're urinating well, then everything is fine. But an inflamed prostate doesn't always affect urine directly. Sometimes it acts behind the scenes. And the first symptom can appear in the muscles, it can appear in the blood, it can appear in the legs, and that's why this video is so important. Because you're learning to see what no one taught you to see. If you've come this far and understood that a simple inflammation in the prostate can even be affecting your circulation and causing these cramps that have been bothering you, I'd like to invite you to leave a comment. But I want you to write something that shows that you've really understood. He says, now I understand that my problem may be in my prostate. This shows that you're not just watching, you're waking up to the truth. And that changes everything. Because those who discover it early have a much better chance of reversing it. And now I'm going to reveal to you zinc and magnesium deficiency, a direct link to prostate and cramps. Some people believe that health is all about not feeling pain, that as long as the body is functioning, everything is fine. But the body doesn't speak in a loud voice at first. It whispers. It sends signals. And one of the signs most ignored by men over 50 is repeated leg cramps. A symptom that seems simple, but it could be the first warning of a silent deficiency that is harming two systems at the same time, the muscular and the prostate. And the cause of this could be the lack of two minerals that almost no one pays attention to, zinc and magnesium. Let's start with the most forgotten magnesium. This mineral is essential for muscle function. It acts directly on the relaxation of fibers, the conduction of electrical impulses, and the balance of fluids inside and outside the cells. When the body is low on magnesium, the muscle begins to contract involuntarily. And this excessive contraction is what you feel as a cramp. Now the detail that almost no one knows. Magnesium deficiency is extremely common in older men, especially those who take medication for high blood pressure, those who sweat excessively, or have a poor diet. But what does this have to do with the prostate? It has everything, because magnesium is also linked to the control of inflammation in the body. And when it is deficient, inflammatory processes intensify, including in the prostate region. With low levels of magnesium, the body is more exposed to silent inflammation, which increases the risk of hyperplasia, prostatitis, and even more serious changes such as prostate cancer. And all of this can start with a simple pain in the leg. Now, let's talk about zinc. This is even more important for men because zinc is one of the main minerals responsible for prostate health. It acts directly on hormone production, protection against infections, and control of prostate growth. Without enough zinc, the prostate weakens. And one of the first signs of this deficiency appears indirectly: decreased immunity, loss of energy, muscle pain, and once again, constant cramps. You may be wondering, how do I know if I'm deficient in these minerals? The answer is simple. If you feel cramps frequently, if you have been more tired than usual, if your muscle recovery is slow, and especially if you feel that your prostate is not what it used to be, with changes in urine, pain when sitting, a feeling of pressure in the pelvis, all of this together may be your body telling you, I need support. And here is the point that no one tells you. These minerals are not produced by the body. They need to come from food. But the modern man's diet is increasingly poor in real nutrients. Most people eat ultra-processed products with almost no nutritional value. The result? The body becomes deficient. First comes fatigue, then comes loss of strength. Soon, the physical signs begin: pain, spasms, lack of sexual desire, irritation, and cramps. All of this together, and all of this coming from a root that could have been avoided with a simple adjustment. Now imagine how many men today are living with leg pain, nighttime discomfort, a feeling that their body is strange, and continue to take only muscle relaxants. Or worse, they think they are getting old, when in fact they are just malnourished. Because getting older does not mean getting sick. What makes you sick is the lack of prevention, the lack of guidance, and mainly the lack of knowledge. So, if you feel that cramps are more frequent, that your body is slower, that your prostate is giving you silent signals, listen to this carefully. Maybe what is missing in your body is not strength or use. It is missing what nourishes your health from the inside: zinc, magnesium, and pay attention to your routine. Because ignoring this type of deficiency today can turn into a much bigger problem tomorrow. If this topic has opened your eyes, if you have been able to understand that behind a simple pain, there may be the root of a mineral imbalance that directly affects your prostate, I want you to comment below the sentence, "I will take care of my health from the inside out." This shows me that you are absorbing this content and are willing to act wisely before the pain forces you. Because those who prevent do not need to race against time. Now you understand why leg cramps can be the first warning that your prostate needs attention. The promise of the title was fulfilled, and I hope this video has made you more aware and prepared. Talk to a urologist, share these signs, and keep your exams up to date. If you have made it this far, congratulations. This shows that you really care about your health and want to avoid problems before it is too late. I would like to invite you to leave a comment saying that you watched the entire video so that I can get to know you and know who is truly committed to taking care of their own men's health. Also, check now to see if you are already subscribed to the channel. If not, click the subscribe button, like the video, share it with anyone who needs to hear it, and remember, most men only realize that something is wrong with their prostate when it's too late. In the first pinned comment, I left a link to a playlist that can prevent this from happening to you. Watch it now before it's too late.